Hey moms, I just wanted to do a really quick video about friendship. So we've all had those moments where we try to click with somebody and it's just not happening for us, you know? We can look back into our middle school, elementary school days, especially for girls, mamas, you know what I'm talking about, where one day you're best friends with somebody and the next day they don't want to play with you and life is hard, okay? And you're dealing with those emotions and you're wondering, what is it about myself that makes people not like me, or you know, all the feelings you get as a girl. So now our children are in those positions. Y'all know I have 2 elementary school kids, but I know the same is true for those mamas who have middle school, high school age kids. They still deal with these issues, but I want to tell you why I want to talk about this. So I had a hard time in elementary school. I remember specifically, I was really good friends with this girl. She invited me to her birthday party, and the day before the party, she uninvited me and I didn't know why. And I was like, what in the world? I was devastated. I told my mom was devastated, which now as a mom, I understand why, because you feel the things that your kids feel. You can't help it. I just want to say those little experiences have an impact on your child, and it could be more of a positive impact than you realize. First of all, when you go through something like that, you learn how not to treat people. So if that happens to your child and then they are faced with a similar situation in the future, they're going to choose to treat people the way that they should be treated. The other thing is it builds character. And I know that's something that is kind of cheesy sounding. Oh, they're building character. But seriously, if your child has never been through anything hard, it shows. It shows, you know, if they've never had to face anything. So first of all, let them face something, let them go through it, let them be sad, let them be confused, be there to support them, but also realize that it's necessary for kids to go through certain things like this. It's also a way for you to tell your kids, like, hey, that person, you know, in the long run may not be the best person for you to hang out with. And not that you can really control who your kids are friends with. You can try. I plan to. As an adult, we've talked about making friends. As moms, how hard it is. We've talked about how little children make friends and how we can make those applications into our adulthood. But one thing we haven't talked about much is how to take what we know and instill it in our children. Trust. We know as adults how important trust is. If a friend tells you a secret, you don't tell that. You keep that private. You are loyal. If someone's talking bad about your friend, you're able to stand up against that and say, hey, don't talk about my friend that way. You're able to talk about being inclusive and how people are different from you, but that doesn't mean you can treat them poorly or leave them out of certain situations. We don't talk enough about how to help our kids before they're put in these situations. It's hard to build those relationships, especially during times of COVID, when they're in these masks all day and they only see each other for a short amount of time. There's a seat between them. Some of you moms are homeschooling and not getting to go to school at all. I'd say the majority probably is homeschooling and not doing any face-to-face learning. And so that is hard. And I just wonder, like, what life lessons did they miss out on by not being in school, and how can I catch them up, not just academically, but socially? What friendship lessons do I need to help them learn and help them be aware of as they grow? So, did you have a hard time in elementary school, middle school? What things happened to you that play a big role in the way you are now? Were you the mean girl? Were you the girl who really wanted to isolate her group? Or were you somebody who wanted to include everybody? Were you somebody who got picked on, and that plays a role in who you are today? I just want to know some stories. I want to know how you're handling it with your own children. I want to encourage you moms, where if you do have life lessons from your own life, use your stories, use what you have in your, satchel of life experiences to share that with your kids and let them know, like, hey, I went through these things too. The situation was different, but the lesson is the same. Sometimes people are going to be mean, sometimes people are going to exclude you, and you have to learn from it. When they get older, they are able to use that wisdom that they learned as a child and maybe teach their own children something that they need to know for life. Okay, I hope you'll have a great day, and I want some feedback. Give me some feedback. Give me some stories. Give me all the different things. Bye, moms.